Good Friday morning. We made it to Friday, everybody. It's the main event here. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and he's all ready to go. He's got Chandler Hamilton tonight. Can Chandler keep it within 30 points is the question.
Whoa.
He'll illustrate, everybody.
Whoa.
That's my question.
Whoa.
Hamilton's outscoring everybody by like 50 points.
I mean, it's a rivalry game, Steve. They're 5 miles apart. They don't like each other. The battle for Arizona Avenue.
Hamilton's got to go down into the hood, down there in Chandler.
I remember, I think it was probably, had to be 2 years ago now, because the game's at Chandler, and the fact that 2 years ago they had a different coach at Hamilton,
yes.
And he has since departed.
They have a new coach this year.
Yeah. And what he did was they didn't show up at Chandler High School till 10 minutes before kickoff. They did all their pregame, all their warm-ups, all that stuff at Hamilton.
I remember this story.
And
Isn't that ridiculous?
They showed up on the buses. They were actually a little bit late because the police escort didn't really escort them. They stopped at lights. And
they probably had to solve a couple murders on the way around Chandler. You know, a couple stabbings, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, my old high school hatred of Chandler still holds true, folks.
Wow. What, did they just kick your butt and everything?
No, they were just a school. We'll just put it that way. We had to get security guards at Dobson because the Chandler High kids would come over and break into our cars and everything. Wow. So we had to get security.
Well, don't have such nice cars as high school.
I have a surprising amount of people in my life that went to Chandler High School. I don't know. That's my punishment, I guess. I don't know. That's my punishment in life is I got to deal with that out there.
Did your sweetie go to?
She went to Chandler, yeah.
Okay.
The house that Autumn built. She was in the marching band.
Okay.
She's marched that field numerous times, I would imagine.
Okay.
Out there. I don't talk about it because I don't like marching bands either.
Wow. I mean, come on. Can't you even pretend? Can't you just pretend?
I pretend.
Yeah.
I pretend. To pay attention to him and everything. But that's not, in all seriousness, I mean, Hamilton has been a force this year. So, I'm kind of being facetious on can Chandler keep it within 30, but at the same time, I would not be surprised if Hamilton scores a lot of points here tonight. Chandler's quarterback's really good. I don't know about the rest of their team. I know their quarterback's really good. And then these two sophomore kids on Hamilton, I don't know how you stop them.
Well, did you just see Roy Oliver, the receiver for
the third
for Hamilton, just received an offer from Alabama?
Yeah.
He's a sophomore.
Yeah. Well, he's got 2 years to adjust to no plumbing, Dale. Just cut off the plumbing if he's thinking about it.
He's also set the state record in touchdown receptions for touchdowns, 25.
Yeah, already. And there's one game to go before the playoffs.
I mean, that's all spectacular as that receiver for Seattle in Jigba. Everyone's coming up with that abbreviation for him.
NGH or whatever, NGN or whatever it is.
JNM.
Yeah, we're going to see him this weekend. I saw on Yahoo, speaking of him, I'll say this. If you're a high-level receiver recruit,
yes, you
got to look at Ohio State. I mean, if Ohio State's not recruiting you, you ain't good enough. You should be insulted by that. And that's where I would look. If I was that good of a receiver, I'd be looking at Ohio State because they do something special with high-level receivers at Ohio State. That's the one position that I'm like, you got to go to Ohio State if you're that high of a level receiver. Look what they're doing. What is he? He's a sophomore now, but last year's a true 17-year-old true freshman.
Yeah,
dominated last year, dominating this year. That's where I would kind of. Alabama's quarterback situation. They never have like high tier quarterbacks.
Yeah, it was that like for so long there at LSU, they had all these receivers and linemen and linebackers. DBs, and they could never find a quarterback.
Yes. It's like the quarterbacks are like 10-yard outs and stuff to that effect. And you can get good stats at an Alabama and LSU, even with that, because you're just going to be better than a lot of your competition, right? So, but yeah, Alabama, huh? Good for him. Good for him.
Well, and again, I'm going to be looking at the field tonight. There's going to be more scholarship offers on that field than were in the entire state in 1980.
Chandler's quarterback. Ironically enough, that you're going to that game tonight, I've been reading last couple of weeks. I've been reading a lot about him and the way he plays and his talents and stuff to that effect. So, last couple of weeks, so it wasn't just leading up to this game as well. And I think I saw isn't there like a big pregame thing tonight on that game as well? I think. Let me look this up here real quick. Let me see here.
Well, I know they have a press conference. They had that earlier in the week.
Okay, was that earlier in the week then that they had with the two coaches?
Yes.
Cessmat was hosting it? Okay, so that was earlier in the week.
Certain players.
Yes. Okay, I thought that might have been today before this game. You're right. It was yesterday.
Right.
Is when it was for that and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Woo-wee. Fun times as well. So
the 6A football rankings, according to Max Preps, Hamilton is number 1 right now. Bash is number 2. Liberty's number 3. Liberty hasn't lost to his school from Arizona since like 2022.
It's ridiculous.
They got Chandler number 4. So 1 versus 4 as
tonight.
they stand right now.
Yeah. And Basha last night played Perry. Basha blew out Perry. And I told you, I was watching it a little bit last night, off and on, and then I got the Suns game going. I'm not saying Basha's backup. He's the starter right now because the main guy got hurt against Hamilton in that second half.
Okay.
And he's still out. This kid behind that kid that's playing right now, there's no drop-off. There's very little drop-off in quarterbacks between those two. So Basha pretty much just secured a top 3 spots going into the open playoffs here by beating Perry last night as well by a lot. So, going to be good. And you haven't seen Basha play.
I've not seen Basha play this year.
I think that's the only one.
I've not seen Chandler play. So
yeah. I'll be interested in seeing your thoughts on Chandler. I've just been reading about him. Like I said, I just don't. My old hatred from 92 to 95 of Chandler High School just still reigns strong in me here.
I've even let go of a lot of my Chaparral hatred from.
Yeah, but that's because you became friends with the Chaparral coach. No. Aguano, I was like, you a Chandler coach? Get out of here, Tiger. I kept telling him, look, Aguano, we're not going to be friends. You coached at Chandler for a lot of years. I'm sorry. Stop calling me. We're not friends.
How about now that he's at your
no,
your
even now, I'm still like when they were like, he was like, Steve, I need you to help me get this job. Can you throw your support behind? I was like, no, you coached at Chandler.
Wow.
No.
You do hold a grudge, don't you?
He's like, but I coached at Chandler, and you were well out of high. You were out of college by then. I'm like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Because I'm such a staunch Dobson supporter.
Go Mustangs.
When I was there that 1 week, I thought I saw, Steve McCollum Field.
Yeah, well.
Large donation from the McCollum family.
That ain't happening. not to Dobson. All because of Coach Clark.
Poor Patrick Grass.
It is so funny because it wasn't Clark that yelled at me for that, but he's the one I associate it with. And every once in a while, the other coach, I can picture him right now, a little short, stocky guy, like muscular, short guy. Maybe that was it. He was just short, had a mustache. I can picture him right now. And I just, every once in a while, his name will pop in my head. I'll be like, I got to remember that. And I never remember it. Just every once in a while, it pops in my head. It cracks me up.
This from the great year of 1991?
95.
Your senior year, he yelled at you?
No, I'm trying to think. No, because I didn't play football my senior year because he'd already yelled at me. And I was like, you know what? You don't get my talents, coach.
You showed him, huh?
Well, they didn't win much. Let's leave it at that. Yeah. I think he yelled at me because I was on the soccer team, and he didn't like that. He's like, we're better than you. Actually, we win more than you do, coach. We don't get our butts kicked like you do on the football team. Toby Wright. Toby Wright was 20 years ago, Tiger. Settle down.
He wasn't that long ago.
Nah, he was, 5-6 years before I got there, something like that. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. And things like that. I know. Just old fun times out there. So have fun.
Yes.
Down there at
Chandler High School.
Yeah, and it was a lunch thing yesterday. It was at noon yesterday.
Yeah.
As well down there at the Soho.
Each team brings 4 or 5 different players and the coaches, and it's a moderated talk. And
Downtown Chandler Rotary put it on. Yeah, good for them. The battle for Arizona Avenue. The avenue nobody wants. Nobody wants it.
Wow.
Well, you'll see why today, Dale. What are you eating before you go down there? Because I know originally we talked about getting dinner down there beforehand, but I've got other plans tonight before I head up to Scottsdale for the SEA Morenci game. The whole family's going with me tonight.
Turf on Tatum. You're going to treat the youngest to the turf on Tatum.
Yeah, I figure they need some niceness in their lives.
You're going to drive your electric car up there and plug it in and let it charge during the game?
No, it's teachers only.
What?
I know. I need to talk to somebody. I wonder what kind of poll I have.
Do they not know who you are?
Seriously. Look, we give them a lot of advertising here for free. Just say.
What are they going to do if you pull your car in there and start
You have to have like a
charging it?
code or something. I've already checked it. You got to have like a code or something. You got to swipe your teacher's card or something.
It's not free.
No. Well, it might be, but not for me.
Okay.
I need to beat up a teacher and steal their card and then swipe it.
I bet you Sheehan has a number.
I'm sure. Why? He doesn't have an electric car. I don't think they give it to everybody, do they?
I doubt it. I don't know anything about electric cars.
Well, it's no different than.
Yes, it is different.
It's so different.
It's very different.
Just got to plug it in. The most annoying thing about it now is now that SRP's changed, that time of use has changed because before it was 2 to 8. Now it's 5 to 9 in the morning and 5 to 9 in the evenings. So now I have to watch my car charging because electricity gets really expensive. It goes from 10 cents a kilowatt hour in off-peak hours, and it goes up to 20 something, in on-peak hours. So I'm not charging my car at that rate. That's ridiculous. You're not, no, you're not getting it. So now I have to pay attention to when I plug it in, and it's just stupid. SRP, I don't like you anymore. The price increases, Dale, and all of that stuff.
If you just plug it in after 9 o'clock every night, by the time it's in the morning, is it not fully charged?
It's charged the whole way. Yeah. Yeah, but
and that gives you a whole day of driving?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 250 miles roughly on average.
Well, then why don't you just do that?
I do. Well, I'm not plugging in after 9. I plug it in before 9. But no, now, because before I didn't change because now I could set it to be done charging, and then it calculates the time it needs. Now I have to change. Before I had it set at 6 a.m. Now I had to change it to 5 a.m. because that's when it gets expensive. And I did that yesterday. But now what I've been doing is when I get home, if I get home, obviously well before 5, I'll plug it in for the couple hours, and then I'll stop the charge. So that way it starts charging in the morning. See, it's a lifestyle, Dale. It's a lifestyle.
And you chose this.
I did.
You had an option, and you chose this.
I did. Well, I'll put it this way. I'm paying an extra $150 a month in my electric bill, but I would easily spend $400 or $500 in gas a month. I'll take this over the other thing. Because I hate oil companies almost as much as I hate SRP.
You hate everything that makes our life comfortable.
How does gas make your life comfortable?
Well, that or you're doing a horse and buggy.
I can just Uber everywhere. Is Uber cheaper? That's the question.
But Uber well, I guess they don't need. Yeah, Uber needs gas, but that.
But I'm not stopping and filling up. I actually looked one time. I literally was gonna sell all my vehicles and just Uber around, and then I calculated it, and I was like, no, I'm not. I spent 3 times the amount. Robert says at TME Sports Show, the battle for Arizona Avenue, aim higher. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The battle for Elmer's Tacos. Oh, you can go to Elmer's. Autumn swears. Everybody that went to Chandler High School swears by Elmer's Tacos.
Is it still there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a staple right there, right across from the high school. I don't find it very appetizing, but everybody down there loves it. They go out of their way to go there, Dale. Right across the street. You should have Elmer's. Elmer's, I don't like your food,
but if Autumn likes it,
then
I have a feeling I'll like
I'm telling you, everybody I know that went to Chandler High School, like they'll just be like, "Oh, I had to drive to, Phoenix today, and I stopped by Elmer's on the way home, get dinner." It's, I don't know what they put in their food, man. I don't know what they put in their food.
You sound like 100 people that went to Chandler High.
I probably know 15 to 20 in my life today. And I knew more earlier in my life, too. Yeah, I know. It's disgusting. Well, back then, they weren't good enough to go to Dobson. They were rejected. They were rejected before.
How about them Suns?
I just want to let that hover. I am in so much trouble. Maybe I'm making the SEA game tonight as well. Out there. Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670. Get on that text line at TME Sports Show as well. And everything. Have fun with that tonight, Dale. Queen Creek plays Red Mountain tonight. Red Mountain's going to get in that open as well. Your boy Tate Reynolds back in the, I'm assuming he's going to start tonight. I have not double-checked on that. Getting ready for the playoffs for them coming up as well. And then I'll be out at SEA. I'm looking forward to that game. Morenci. I said to you earlier, I go, man, I hope the game goes fast. With the running games. I just hope it does.
Well, if SCA runs the ball more than 4 times than with Morenzi's offense.
I said that before when Phoenix Christian, they played them. That first half, like you blinked and the first half was over.
Yeah.
But that's because PC went on like long 8-minute drives.
Right.
Yeah, SCA only got the ball like 2 or 3 times in the first half on offense. And then that second half, because they started throwing it, and it was like, this second half's never going to end. So we'll see tonight. But playoffs are here, Dale. Playoffs are here. Playoffs
are here for the 2A and 3A, and then the big schools will start next week.
Yeah, they do the bracket announcement on Saturday.
Yes.
For that, for the 6A, the Open, and then the 6A as well, coming up there. Yeah, what about the Suns? What, Suns do something last night?
The Suns actually did something. Now, against 2, I don't know, but...
Well, Kawhi was out. Bradley Beal was not out, but it looks like he's out.
Harden was out.
Harden's got personal issues, so I won't make fun of that, obviously. Maybe his favorite place is going out of business, and, he's got to go pour one out for that place, if you know what I mean.
So, in other words, you are going to make fun of it.
I am going to make fun of it. I'm going to at least sell my joke there. Yeah, I'm going to do it. What's the most shocking thing about last night with Jalen Green coming back in your eyes, Dale? Is there a shocking thing that happened?
I mean, it's you've got to be super impressed with him scoring 29 points in 23 minutes.
He came as that. That's what Jalen Green does, and he came as advertised.
Now, don't expect him to average 29 points. Because he will be a little up and down. But, I mean, to miss all that time.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't watch the whole game, but did not look like he was just jacking shots up to jack shots up.
No. Two things stuck out at me. One, the offense ran smooth and in sync with him in there, which kind of shocked me because he's been out for so long.
Right.
Now, they've been practicing with him 5-on-5, so it's not like last night was his first time out there, right? But it was his first game. He was energized and stuff. We'll have to see, obviously, second game and see how he kind of comes out and how he plays. But he came as advertised. The other thing that kind of shook me a little bit, Grayson Allen was still in the starting lineup last night. I found that interesting. I think Ryan Dunn does need to come off the bench. But I also, Jalen Green, Devin Booker, and Grayson Allen as your starters kind of surprised me a little bit.
Well, obviously you're having Grayson Allen play a position and probably guard guys that he can't do all year long. So maybe it's a game-by-game
thing,
situation to where Ryan Dunn will get his fair share of starts and things like that. But it seems like this is 2 different teams. The Suns look completely different at home. than they do on the road.
Yes.
But still, I mean, you go out and score 31 points. I don't care if it's against the Little Sisters of the Poor in the first quarter.
Yeah, in your first game, no less.
Yeah.
So Jalen Green last night broke the franchise record. The Suns have a history of shooting threes, folks. He broke the franchise record for most made threes in a Suns debut when he hit his sixth one last night for them. Then he went on and, he also 29 points in his just under 23 minutes, but we'll just call it 23 minutes. 29 points in his Suns debut, the most since Charles Barkley did it back with 37 points back in 1992. Ironically enough, against the Clippers as well.
Really?
In the same building, but back then it wasn't called the Morgue.
What's it called back then?
That was U.S. Airways when they first
think it
opened,
was,
right?
yeah.
So look, he came as advertised. Devin Booker looked extremely thrilled to be playing with him. Devin Booker, first few games, I was a little worried about him. I was kind of thinking like you, this might be Devin Booker. But something's happened where he's livened up and he's become like the good old fun Booker to watch play again. And last night was absolutely the case. Him and Green are not going to have issues out there. They're going to have fun playing together, I think, moving forward. So it's going to be fun to see.
Well, it will be fascinating to see because you still got one other guy that played the first two games and hasn't been back.
What's his deal? Groin or something?
I think it's groin.
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah. Then what do you do when he comes back?
Well, Grayson Allen. Well, Royce O'Neal, right? Probably sits down.
Boy, then you do not have much size.
Yeah, we got toughness.
Yeah, toughness sitting over on the bench.
Getting the tech on that bench. You still don't like that.
Jeez.
Suns have Clippers again tomorrow night, Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. because it's over in Los Angeles. So we'll see how he plays in Game 2, Green. But that's the most exciting thing for me was this team was fun to watch last night. I still don't get why we're not playing Rasheed Fleming. I don't get it. He had a minute last night late in that game when it was a blowout. I don't get why you're not giving him opportunities, especially when Green's out and Brooks out. I don't get why you're not putting him in there to just give him like 4 or 5 minutes of time here. But the Suns were fun last night, and the most important thing is because we've been getting guys, whether via trade or free agency, and we were promised that they were going to be good when they got here, and they weren't. Bradley Beal, we're talking about you. Kevin Durant, we're talking about you. Although his stats say he was good, but it didn't mesh the team and everything.
Right.
I found it extremely refreshing last night. Suns made a trade for a guy in the Kevin Durant deal, and he's everything advertised last night.
Like I said, don't expect 29 points every night, but he does bring an athleticism and dynamic to this team.
Yeah, and he sucks at end game field goal making, which is where Devin Booker is going to have to step up.
Right.
That's why the Rockets fans did not like him, was they could not finish games, and he was one of the reasons why last year. But that's why Booker will be there to hopefully do that stuff. I don't disagree. I'm not expecting that every week, but I expect the same energy every game. When was the last time you watched a Suns player make a big play and then point at the crowd, cheer with the crowd, interact with the crowd? When was the last time you saw that happen? It's been years.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
It's been years. And this is his first game on the court.
Right.
The team's been out there fighting and trying to figure out their ways at the beginning of the season. In his first game, nobody knows him. He doesn't know the fan base at all. And everybody just gravitated to him. It's just fun and refreshing to see.
Well, when he came out after the game and talked about the Suns training staff, and they held him back maybe a couple extra games.
I have no doubt he wanted to come out earlier, and they were like, nope.
Here's a guy who's played 82 and 82 the last couple years.
That's why people were saying maybe he doesn't want to play for the Suns.
Yeah.
That's not him.
Right.
He wants to play basketball. He does not want to sit out. So I kind of thought when that last move where he was questionable and then they had him out for a couple more games, that's where the people were like, oh, maybe he doesn't want to play or he had a setback. And I worried about the setback, but at the same time, I was like, I bet you the Suns are just kind of doing precautionary because you don't want him to come out re-injured and then be out for 3 months.
And you don't want this
Just
to
take
be
care
a
of it.
season-long, lingering thing, and he's questionable every game.
Especially with the way you saw him play last
Right.
night. There's just, I can't remember, and I was thinking about it all last night. I can't remember the last time. I mean, what was it, the 2021 year? Maybe 2022 after that NBA championship run? But when was the last time you felt like you watched the Suns and you were, like, even at home, I was like, oh my God, this is fun. Look at them go. They're having so much fun out there.
That's what I said going into this season. I wasn't particularly concerned about how many wins and losses. I wanted to see if they could bring fun back to the morgue.
And if you're not having fun at the morgue, I don't know where you can have fun. So Clippers tomorrow night. But Dale, I've been holding on to this story for a couple of days just for you. Just for you and your Booker hate. The Suns, of course, lost to Golden State the other night. But leading up to that game, Devin Booker, there's a lot of talk of Steph Curry only spending all of his playing career up there at Golden State and everything. And Booker said, and I'm quoting here, it's because there's not many. So I know he holds a special place in everybody's heart here in the Bay. And I feel a similar type of love in Phoenix. It's something special. It's kind of hard to explain, but there's a different type of love that comes with it. I wouldn't want it any other way. So Devin Booker's here to stay, buddy. Keep your Devin Booker hate.
Love him, hate him, somewhere in between, Steven. I think he's going to be your bosom buddy for the rest of his career.
Good or bad, he's going to be here. And we're going to have to listen to Dale go, Devin Booker, I trade him.
I would have last year. I would have last year.
I told you last year there's no chance. The fan base was already mad enough. Sometimes it's bigger than the player in some situations when you talk about that stuff as well. So, but good for the Suns last night. It's going to be fun and energetic. We'll see tomorrow night. And then they play Saturday night and then not till Monday after that as well. And Monday they play the Pelicans. Oh, and whatever. Have the Pelicans won yet? I don't even know if they what they've done this week. But they were 0-for, and then Zion's out again.
Really? That's surprising.
Yeah, who would have thought it, Dale, right? I just don't. I mean, he's becoming like they should have traded him a couple years ago when he still had value. Pelicans are awful.
They're 2-6.
Oh, so they've won a couple?
Yeah, they won 2 in a row.
They were 0-5, yeah. So look at that. Look at that. Zion goes out and they start winning. Another thing you got to look at there as well. Wemby's come back down to earth. He's struggled in a couple games as well from them. So the things are settling down, let's put it that way here. But most importantly, Suns are still in the running for the NBA Cup here, Dale.
I'm going to take a break, Steve.
They're in the running for the Emirates Cup.
Yeah.
Come on back, folks. The main event. Well, I'm back here at the main event. Dale had to go handle something and take care of a phone call there, so he'll be back in just a minute here. But in all seriousness, we make fun of the NBA Cup here a lot because Dale just can't wait to look forward to it and everything. But other teams start playing tonight again, in the NBA Cup. Every game tonight will be an NBA Cup game coming up for you as well. So if you're into that, you got some excitement tonight. Steph Curry for the Warriors. They're playing the Nuggets in that game. He looks like to be out with that illness. I don't know if they've actually declared him out, but he's definitely looking to be out at that point as well. So if you're into the NBA Cup, there you go, folks. Full slate of games tonight. Obviously, Suns not playing tonight in that as well. And the other thing I wanted to bring up on the NBA side of things is anybody see the Lakers' schedule at all this year and their record so far this year? I don't expect much from the Lakers. I expect them to be an 8-9 seed, 7-8-9 seed. Luka could change that. They might bump up into a 6 side or something to that effect for them with the way they're playing. But they're playing really well right now, even with DeAndre Ayton as well. They're playing really, really well. The Lakers are so well that they're second right now. They're 7-2 on the season. The reason why I'm paying attention to this is LeBron James has been out all year with that sciatica nerve injury, and they're 7-2. They've won 5 in a row, even with DeAndre Ayton. The Rockets are 5-2 after starting 0-2 to start their season as well. But the Lakers, LeBron James has been given the okay by the doctors to resume physical activities, meaning he's going to start playing 5-on-5s and ramp himself up, looking at like a mid to late November return for LeBron James to this Lakers team. Something to keep an eye on, right? With LeBron James when he comes back to this team. This team's playing well right now. They're winning. They're cohesive. Balls being spread around. I've watched a few Lakers games this year already because I wanted to see how Luka's playing, etc. And he missed a game or two. He had a hamstring, I think, and a finger or something to that effect. So he missed a game or two there as well. But the Lakers are playing well. How does bringing back LeBron James? Because he's going to demand the ball. He's going to demand to play the game he wants to play. As he comes back, does that ruin the Los Angeles Lakers' momentum? That was a little bit of concern with Jalen Green coming back on the Suns. And then, of course, obviously we showed that was concerns we need not have. Last night, at least, against the short bench Clippers last night as well. So other team, like I said, Wemby's kind of come back down to earth, but they're still 5-2. The Spurs are. Trailblazers are 5-3, which shocks you with their unexpected coaching change that they had earlier this year. And Minnesota Timberwolves 4-4. Like I've never been high on the Timberwolves, but I know a lot of people are. They're 4-4 on the season so far. Suns, of course, 4-5 as well for them. And I just want to point out, the best owner in sports. The Jazz, mammoth owner up there. Yes, his team, 3-5 on the season. And one of those wins was against your Phoenix Suns. But at least the whole stadium can see the Jazz lose when they go watch that one out there as well. And Dale, welcome back.
Well, you're not ever going to let that go, are you?
Gary Bettman said he's the best owner in sports. We're moving to Utah because it's a better place to play at. Okay. Sure it is. Sure it is. But I was just talking about LeBron James, how he's not playing. He's able to resume physical activities, and the Lakers are playing really well at 7-2. And everything.
Guess why?
So because LeBron's not playing?
Guess why?
DeAndre Ayton?
Domination.
He's actually not playing bad.
No, he's 17.5, 8 points and 8.5 rebounds.
17 is that 17 is what he's averaging now? Yeah, because it was close to 20 a week or a few days ago when I looked at it. And so how's bringing LeBron back and dropping him down into this team after the beginning of the season? How does that mess him up? Is really what I'm curious about. I'm really curious. They're moving the ball around. guys are hitting game-winning shots besides Luka, and it's just amazing to watch. So it'll be interesting to see from that side. And the other one is Portland Trailblazers, just because an unexpected coaching change by them this year.
Right.
And they're still 5-3 coming into this weekend's slate of games out there. Clippers, though, are being terrible right now. They're 3-5, and they're resting guys now. Like I said, Harden's a different story, out for personal reasons and stuff, but they're just resting their guys. Bradley Beal, nothing. That dude does nothing on a basketball court anymore.
Well, why is he going to change his modus operandi? You'd think that he got to go to a team that you would think he'd want to play for.
Yeah, but he's making it on the court now. It's just he's not playing on the court. That's what's fascinating to me. Shooters don't lose their shot; they lose everything else. Like who's one of the best shooters of all time? Ray, the bald guy. Ray Allen.
Yes.
To this day, he can shoot daggers of shots. That's not the problem. The problem is he can't run up and down the court anymore, and he can't jump, and he can't play a whole game because you eventually get old.
Right.
But he can still make shots like crazy. Shooters don't lose their shot; they lose everything else around it. And it's fascinating to see that. The biggest shocker in the NBA, at least in the West, is the Mavericks. Now they don't have not Kawhi Leonard. Holy cow, the other guy. They don't have him because of the injury. He won't be back until beginning of next year sometime. December,
about
January.
Kyrie Irving? The other guy.
The other guy.
The other guy.
Well, Cooper Flag is the
other
main
guy
now. I forgot his name. I was going to say Kawhi Leonard. I knew that wasn't right, obviously. Because Kawhi Leonard sits out for the Clippers because it's a Thursday night. The full moon just happened, and he needs some time off because, rest. But the Mavericks are terrible. 2-6 to start this season.
Yes.
Even with Cooper Flag, who's had high-flying dunks. And they gave Jason Kidd the contract extension. I wonder if they'll rue that decision. Well,
and you look at it, they have Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
They have Cooper Flag.
I think Anthony Davis has been in and out of the lineup, too.
He's played 5 games, 5 of the 8.
Okay.
Averaging 20 points and 10 rebounds.
But
Flag.
Doesn't it say something, though, that Anthony Davis is on that Mavericks team and you wouldn't know it because nobody talks about him?
Yeah, well.
Doesn't that say something about the way he's playing?
Does anybody, even if Dallas is average, do many people talk about the Mavericks?
With Mark Cuban as the head coach?
You mean
yes.
the owner?
Oh, the owner. Now I think they're going to get forgotten about. Yeah.
You got Klay Thompson on this team. He's not playing very well.
Well, that's not a shocker. He didn't play well. That's why the Warriors let him go.
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, I know. I like him a lot. Yeah.
They should be better than 2 wins. Even without Kyrie Irving.
Well, I don't. That's what I'm getting at. And every highlight I see from them is about Cooper Flag, and nobody else on that team. So Anthony Davis has a strained calf, so that's why he's been in and out of the lineup. Yeah.
Imagine that.
There's a lot of strained calves happening lately in football. Obviously, we've dealt with that here with 2 defensive linemen. What's up with the calves straining all the time? Do we not stretch anymore? Do we not stretch our calves anymore?
Well, I was flipping back and forth watching the Denver Bronco excitement galore game. I had me on the edge of my seat.
I said the Broncos would cover the 6.5. I was all excited about it, Dale, because I was like, oh, they're going to win this game like 14-3 or something. And even I was wrong.
Yeah.
I did get the under. I did nail the under of 33.5 or something.
Yeah, that would. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. But we were watching with a couple friends, and I don't know if you noticed the right guard for the Raiders went down middle of the third quarter, and it looked like kind of an ankle, but I have a feeling it's going to be Achilles too.
Yeah. It was not. It was not. Well, the fact how you go off the field tells you if it's an ankle or if it's an Achilles. Mm-hmm. Let me put it that way.
And
yeah,
and we were just talking. I said my whole theory is this: that you can strengthen every muscle in your body, but they have not found a way to strengthen ligaments and tendons. So your calves, your quads, your hamstrings, you can be so damn strong, but you still have normal ligaments and tendons because you can't strengthen those. And hence, the stronger you get, the more pressure you put on those tendons and ligaments, the more apt you are to strain or tear.
And I would agree with that on your Achilles because I said it before with Kittle. Because Kittle came into the season for the Niners, a tight end, and they just kept talking about how in shape he came into camp. Oh, he's the best shape of his life. He obviously worked out all summer. Right. And then he promptly tears a muscle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, he's coming in too jacked. So when you go to work out, you can't stretch it out like you said and stuff to that. So there's definitely something like that. The getting ready for a season, I think, is you're coming in more shape. A lot of that talk was about Tiger when he first came in, right? He started having those back problems, and the people were like, he needs to lose some of that muscle, as his back was breaking down and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's my problem, Dale. It's just I'm always just too buff.
Yeah, too many muscles, Steve.
Hurts too much to move sometimes because I just.
How's that torn labrum?
Look, I just turned my head. It feels good. I didn't even notice it. That's how it doesn't hurt. I can turn my head today. Look at that.
Good. Look how tough you are. Tears the labrum on Monday. By Friday, he's ready, raring to go.
I don't know what a labrum is, but I did something over there. It was all puffed out, too, the other day, so I don't know what I did to it. I probably slept on it wrong, Probably rolled over.
Okay.
Tweaked it a little bit. I told you, I think I said it on air. Maybe I didn't. I was just driving on Monday, and I was like, I felt fine. And I was just driving, and I was like, my muscle hurts right here. Like an hour later, I was like, oh, my God, I did something to myself. I was just driving. It sucks getting old.
It does. My mom always told me getting old ain't for wusses.
So I'm excited for the Suns coming up here, this weekend. Like I said, we don't know. Kawhi might play tomorrow night. I'm not going to get too excited that they beat the Clippers shorthanded like they were. But at least the energy was there last night and all of that stuff.
Well, they'll have played the Clippers 3 times in the first 9 games.
I know. And they had the misfortune of playing the Clippers after they got blown out by, I think, the Jazz the first game of the season. So then they got in the second game, and they were like, our pride's better than this, so we're going to go out there and dominate and things.
But the playoffs started today, Stevie. Suns, Kings.
For the battle for the 9th seed. Suns are going to be in that conversation all year. I firmly believe that.
I do too.
Now, do they capitalize and get into that at the end? Who knows? But they're not going to be like they're not going to be so far out of it that they're not going to be battling for that 10th seed. They're not going to be like the Jazz, the best owner in sports. Best owner in sports. Right there for you and everything. So, Silver Sluggers awards were given out by Major League Baseball yesterday. Dale.
Yes, there were a couple local guys.
Just a couple? Ketel Marte, his second Silver Slugger award as well. Back-to-back for him as well. Obviously, 3 Diamondbacks ended up winning it this year as well. Interesting enough. The most out of any National League team was the Diamondbacks with 3. You look around the league, and there's, now I think the Dodgers ended up getting best offense or something to that effect. So it is kind of shocking the Diamondbacks won 3 of these.
Right.
Because I can think of some other guys that might deserve them as well from other teams out there. Things like that. So interesting enough, we give Ketel Marte a lot of grief on this show, because of his antics off, and he can't play. You can't push him to play. You got to tippy-toe around and walk on eggshells and everything like that. But I looked up his stats, bat hitting stats on the season. He batted for 283, 28 home runs, 72 RBIs, and had a .893 OPS this year as well. So that OPS was about 100 points higher than any other NL second baseman as well. He did hit 10 more home runs than the next second baseman in the National League as well. Closest guy to him was Bryce Terang, and he wasn't even close in terms of the stats and stuff like that as well. So Marte's numbers were there. It's just if he knocks off the other antics.
Well, imagine if you played a couple of those games before and after the All-Star break.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, he might have hit a. I don't really have a whole lot of issues with him, other than the fact that it seems like he has to take some days. Hey, I understand injuries. I understand injuries are going to happen, but there is no way on God's green earth that anybody who is an upper echelon All-Star type player takes the Sunday off before the All-Star game and takes a couple games off after the All-Star game.
But here's the worst part. If you're going to do that, you don't go to the All-Star game and play hard.
No.
And run out a triple or run out a double.
You're going to have to play 2 innings in a meaningless game.
Yeah. No, I've said it all along. He's the best second baseman. If he's not the best second baseman, he's definitely top 2. Second baseman in Major League Baseball. It's that side stuff that drives you nuts. And this award shows it. You look at his stats and compare it to as people out there, it shows it. You just need him to step up and be more of a leader. It's as simple as that in my eyes. By the way, the last Diamondbacks player to win back-to-back Silver Slugger awards was Dale. Name him.
How long ago?
2017, 2018. It wasn't that long ago.
Goldschmidt,
yeah.
Look at me.
And then they shipped him off to Shipped him off to St. Louis. There you go.
Well, they might be able to bring him back now. He's only making $10 million a year.
40. How old is he now?
Yeah.
He's been just jumping around. Shortstop Geraldo Perdomo won a Silver Slugger award as well. His first time doing that as well, and I think this is deserved. The fact that he is not a finalist for the MVP in my eyes, now he's not going to win the MVP, but the fact he wasn't a finalist and like Pete Alonso's on there and guys like that is an absolute travesty. Absolute travesty. Because what Perdomo did in the second half of the season, especially as the season wound down, was just no short of amazing to watch him do that out there as well. So, but he gets the Silver Slugger award as well. So if you look up his stats here, let me see if I have his last year's one here as well. Yeah, 27 stolen bases. This is 27 stolen bases. 2020 season for him as well, for that perspective. So it wasn't just at the plate what he did; it was on the field as well as what he was looking at from there.
Right.
And I said Alonso earlier, but Juan Soto is in the MVP. That's the one guy I would take out. Corbin Carroll also got a Silver Slugger award, which Corbin Carroll had a good year, but I don't think it wasn't his Rookie of the Year level year that he had, but it's definitely better than his 2024 year as well for him. But I think he did it quietly. 30-30 year for Corbin Carroll there. 31 home runs, 32 stolen bases for him as well. Batted .259, 884 OPS as well. 300 total bases. That's a stat people take. One of 13 players to get 300 total bases for Corbin Carroll as well. But obviously the intangibles that you don't see anybody else doing. The triples. He led the league in National League in triples, 17 of them. Also, it's his third consecutive season leading the National League in those triples as well. 80 extra base hits, tied for the fifth most in the majors completely. And he's only 25 years old. So, who was the last Diamondbacks outfielder to win a Silver Slugger award? I'll tell you this, 2018 was that year too.
I don't know.
I wouldn't have guessed this either. David Peralta.
Okay.
Was the last Diamondbacks outfielder to win that award for him. So those are the three Diamondbacks that do it. A designated hitter was Shohei Ohtani. Interesting enough. Here's the thing that gets me. Not a lot of Dodgers on this list. The Rockies had Hunter Goodman in terms of a catcher. Now, this is National League. Keep that in mind.
Right.
Kyle Tucker from the Cubs had it there as an outfielder as well. Juan Soto was the other outfielder to get it there. First baseman was from the Mets, Pete Alonso.
Yep.
That's probably why I said him earlier. So not a lot of Dodgers on this list.
Manny Machado at third.
Third. Machado, I forgot third,
Yeah.
right? I get all those confused. It was interesting. Now we'll see on the American League today. I know one guy that's definitely winning it. Isn't the big dumper? Your boy from Seattle's winning it as a catcher.
You would think so. So now baseball's starting to do their awards. Season's been over with for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Will we get the MVP before Christmas or after Christmas?
They're just like the Did anybody see any fanfare about the Silver Slugger Award? Only reason I even saw that they awarded him yesterday was the Diamondbacks came up on my X feed, and I was like, "Why are the Diamondbacks?"
Yeah, if the Diamondbacks were, if nobody won one, you didn't know they got announced yesterday.
I would have had no idea that award went out yesterday. I would have zero clue that award went out yesterday. I don't get why baseball does this, man. It's like their Hall of Fame. They just hide it.
And they think that people are still worrying about baseball. Now you got college basketball start. You got hockey. You got football. Yeah.
I mean, that Broncos Raiders game last night.
Riveting.
Oof.
Riveting. Steve.
They set football back 50 years, man.
Yeah.
I'd like to just blame that on it being a Thursday night game, but that's just the way those guys play.
Well, and I think the other thing, though, if you sit there and look at what those Broncos are doing, I mean, obviously they're playing some ugly football, but unlike the Cardinals, guess what?
They're winning.
They're 8-2.
They have the Chiefs, I think, this weekend coming up too.
They're 8, and they get a mini bye before
they got them.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the Broncos. Well, I think I might have said Broncos were going to miss the playoffs this year, actually. But the Chargers have been, with all their injuries and stuff, the Chargers have been my letdown team this year. But injuries are kind of leading toward that, unfortunately. And you can't predict injuries going into a season. The other thing on baseball, though, is Diamondbacks did extend a qualifying offer to Zach Gallen. My favorite part is every article I read about this goes, he's most likely going to test free agency. I think they don't even give you hope. It's just, Diamondbacks gave him a qualifying offer, but he's going to do free agency. And we'll have to see how that turns out.
Right.
Like there's not even will Gallen take the qualifying offer? No, none of that stuff's out there. It's just
it's just smart business, isn't it?
You have
to see what other people think I'm worth.
Well, not just that, but you have to extend it if you're Diamondbacks, because if you do lose them, you get draft picks and some other. You have to extend it out there. But this year's qualifying offer, we said this a month or so ago when they announced it, $22.025 million for one season. Now, as a baseball player, you want long-term contracts, especially since it's guaranteed money.
Right.
But that's more than he made this year. Go see what you got. Is somebody else going to offer him a multi-year deal? I mean, maybe you'll take $18 million if you get a 3 or 4 year deal. You might take less because you get the longevity, right? But is anybody offering him $22 million a year? Do you see anybody offering him $22 million a year after the way he pitched last year?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to offer him that much, but all it takes is one.
Yeah,
that's the thing about it. All it takes is one team to say, hey, we'll pay you that.
Dodgers will just be like, I don't care. We'll give you $100 million for a year. We don't care. Yeah, so the qualifying offer is the mean salary of the 125 highest paid players in Major League Baseball.
125?
Yeah, and the mean salary is $22 million, Dale. Tell me baseball play. I don't want to hear owners say they're poor another second of any day.
I hear you.
The top 125 players in the league. How many players start for each team? I know there's pitchers involved there, but 11, right?
11.
How many guys play in the outfield? 3 in the outfield, 4 in the infield.
There's
9, 11. I was thinking football. It made me think about it. 9. Like I said, 9. Whoever is watching this not live is not going to know I made that mistake. We're cutting that. Ready, Dale? 1, 2, 3. 9.
Oh, you got to cut that clip.
9.
How many players are on the team?
Well, because I was adding pitchers up in my head, and I actually was thinking football. But so you got 9 players on the team. Not all of them are the highest paid guys. You've got 2, 3, 4 pitchers maybe on every team. 125 of the top highest paid players, and $22 million is your average salary. Think about what these guys are getting paid right now. It makes you nauseous.
Well, that's an average of 3.5, 4 players per team.
Yeah.
I guess 4.
Well, you got those guys making, $60 million a year or whatever they're making. That have that, but that's a lot, man.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. It's a lot of money out there. Can you imagine being like, yeah, I don't want that $22 million. Let's see what else.
I think I can get more. Yeah.
So they have until Thursday, November 18th, 2 p.m. our time, to accept or decline the offer coming up as well. So there you go. Gallen's got it officially. Good for him. Is our days of seeing Zach Gallen on the mound for the Diamondbacks over, Dale?
I think it's going to be fascinating because, as we were watching him go down the stretch, he struggled at times this year, but he also pitched well at times. You're making a calculated guess. Which Zach Gallen are you going to get? Are you really going to pay $25 million a year for?
Yeah, I would not.
For a guy who's going to win you 5, 6, 7 games?
I didn't want to pay him $16 million last year. I'm not paying him $22 for that.
Right.
And the other side of it is, and Robert's right on this, is where I was leading you to. His agent isn't going to allow him to come back here as well, right? Robert says Gallen is a Boras guy, of course, Boras being the high-powered agent. But Boras has made some missteps here, right?
Yes, he has.
With Montgomery, with
Montgomery here.
Missteps there. He made a misstep with Blake Snell as well. Montgomery actually fired him after that. He's made some missteps lately. Doesn't mean he's going to change from it or anything. But that's why he's not. I don't expect him to do the qualifying offer. But what's the dollar amount? If a team signs him for more than $22 million for multiple years, I'm going to openly question what that team's doing. The way he's been pitching.
Well, this past year he was 13-15.
Yeah, and came on at the end of the year.
4.83 ERA.
Yeah, but pitched better as the year went on.
Yes.
After the trade deadline, he just goes, I probably should start pitching.
Started 33 games. So he was out there for the entire season.
Yep, no injuries with him.
No, so I don't know. Maybe somebody throws a little bit of money at him and says he's our 4th starter. And
he's not. Here's the other thing: is he can't come back here and be the number one. Now I know Burns is out again, so you're limited, but he's not a number one pitcher. I felt that year he started the All-Star game, and I was like, he's not a number one. That year he picked his head up, though, and tried to get to that point and everything. But Robert says just need Gallen to get over $50 million for the length of the contract. How old is Gallen now? I get him and Merrill Kelly confused because Kelly's older. Kelly's like 37.
He was born in 1995.
Oh, we don't do math.
So he's 30.
I've been out of high school for 30 years. Dang.
Yeah.
Look,
Pretty
you're
easy
right.
to do math. 1995 to 2.
This is well, obviously I struggled with it.
Yeah. How many players play on a baseball team?
I don't want to calculate that though, because that means I've been my 30-year high school reunion should be this year.
Yeah.
I wish everybody the best of.
High doesn't sell.
I wish everybody the best of luck if you had one. Wish you luck.
You're not going?
It's the end of the year. It's probably already happened. If they
how did you not?
Do they do 30s?
Who's your class president? Come on.
I don't know. I did not keep in touch with these people, Dale, because I couldn't find them. Come on back, folks. Second hour main events. All football coming up. College. Arizona's got a big matchup for homecoming this weekend. Woo-wee. That bird with shoes is coming into Tucson this weekend, folks. That, of course, Cardinals talk and NFL talk as well. Come on back. Second hour main event next.
I would have said Wednesday, Thursday.
And we're back here. I know. Wednesday, Thursday's Dale, right? What are we doing? We were just talking about Kenny Dillingham there. Of course, second hour main event. Here, I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, just screwing up stuff left and right here today. And, of course, 17-year NFL veteran, Dale Hellestrae. I'm sitting here listening to your hit over there on KUPD yesterday, checking out the podcast. And Dale gives me nothing, folks, except for heartache and pain. And I hear that he leaves his Ravens beanie at a Steelers fan's house.
Yeah.
And just leaves it there.
Yeah.
Unappreciative Steelers fan. Another unappreciative Dobson alumni. And he just gives it to him. Not to the guy that would appreciate it.
I actually looked at it, Steve, and it would have looked like a dunce cap on you.
I would never wear it. It would just go on my shelf.
You'd go in that extra room.
Well, you know what? I know where it's not going. I know where it wouldn't go. The trash bin that the Steelers fans are
that room that only rich people have to just open the door, throw it in there, close the door again. I don't even know what's in there. Hey, isn't that an extra bedroom? Nah, it's a junk room.
Yeah, it's the room where every once in a while you go in there and you clean it out and you go, oh, forgot about this, and it's a Van Gogh or something. Yeah, it's just hey, it's what happens, Dale. Don't tell him that. He'll believe you. Riley's over there going, she's got a ton of Van Goghs and stuff. It's just, don't act like you don't have a room. Well, you have a room that's a shrine to Dale.
Yeah, I love Dale room.
Yeah.
But it's open. People can see it. You got stuff in there that's valuable. You just throw in the corner, and mice are probably eating it. And
I don't have mice in my house.
You don't know what you have in your house.
I know I don't have monsters in that room. I obviously had it monster-proofed at some point in time. So, because I got tired of Frankenstein showing up in there. Just saying. I probably got a bunch of coins in there and stuff. Probably got a few $100s in there. I probably should go clean that out and find that money.
Well, you got nothing going on this weekend, Steve. Why don't you do that? Take a picture of it when you first walk in. Tweet that out.
Yeah, because that's what I'm going to do. Get made fun of because of the room. Everybody's going to be like, is that a signed Ray Lewis game-worn jersey over there? And I'll be like, yes, it is. And they'll be like, is that the Terrell Suggs? Yeah, yes, it is. Is that a Boston Bruins signed, game-worn signed jersey? Yes, it is. Like, what's it doing in there? Oh, just hanging out. Just hanging out, Dale. Second hour main event. So don't forget, text us, 623-252-6670. At TME Sports Show as well. On X is where you can hit us up with it and everything. And football weekend is here. Of course, we've had action the last couple of nights, the Thursday night football game as well. And we are halfway through this season in terms of weeks of the season here for the NFL. Let me ask you this. What is, and we're going to go into the games and stuff later on, but what is your biggest surprise in this first half of the NFL season, Dale?
My biggest.
Because we're right in the middle of the halfway point.
You just kind of threw that out there.
Well, I did. I wanted to surprise you and make you think a little bit.
Probably teams. I'm going to say the team.
Yes.
I think the Patriots have very much surprised me.
7-2 on the season, if you didn't know, folks.
Yep.
They are looking good with Drake May.
I would say the Indianapolis Colts have surprised me.
I would agree with that. 7-2 also, yeah.
And the Denver Broncos. I mean, the Denver Broncos are 8-2. I don't care. Again, at the end of the year, you don't go back. Hey, on that Thursday night game on November 6th, it was really ugly, so we're going to take a half a win away from you.
Which is funny because if you watched that Broncos comeback over the Giants, and that was the first Broncos game you saw or paid attention to, you're like, oh, Broncos can put up a lot of points. They don't put up a lot of points, folks. Last night is how they played all year, except for that Giants game.
Yep. Second half.
Fourth quarter. It's been ugly. The Broncos games have been ugly this year. That's how they play out there. Points for them, 235. Points against is 173 for them going into this. Plus 62 difference for them. 7-game winning streak for your Broncos.
Yes.
I expected the Broncos to be good. I just thought the Chargers and Chiefs. I wasn't going to bet against the Chiefs, but I thought the Chargers, who are right there still, they're 6-3, but their injuries are keeping them hampered a little bit. But the Broncos leading that division is a surprise, I think, for me on that point.
Yes. So you got that. NFC wise. Not really a whole lot of surprises, I don't think.
Yeah, because I think we both said Seahawks were a team to watch out for this year. I know I did. I had them second in the division. We won't talk about that first place, too. But I agree with you. The Bears, I expected them to have some success this year. They're 5-3. They've had some success. I didn't think they'd be great out there. Lions, I said they'd struggle this year, especially early in the season. It's kind of still out there a little bit for them, but but they're probably about where I thought they'd be. The Packers, they made the playoffs last year. I mean, with the same team, and then they add Micah Parsons, so there's no surprise there. I said the Commanders would miss the playoffs. They're headed that way with their 3-6 start. For them coming up here, Giants, I told you guys, was going to be lucky. I have the under on Commanders and Giants just sitting in my FanDuel right now, and I'm just waiting for that payout to come. I was a little worried about the under on the Cowboys. Now I'm feeling better about it, though. 3-5 for them. But yeah, NFC seems a little bit more predictable than the AFC does. That's an interesting dynamic. That's what I picked up when I was looking at this stuff the last couple of days.
And the one thing I think you'd be remiss if I didn't at least say, the Arizona Cardinals. I thought that they'd be 5-3 at this point instead of 3-5.
Yeah, we talk about that disappointment a lot.
So...
Yeah, it's. I was listening to stuff yesterday, like everybody's on board with Jacoby being the starter. Everybody on the national side, especially. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, the national people don't follow the Cardinals like we do. They just get the peripheral and bits and pieces down to them and stuff like that. I said it yesterday. Kyler Murray's days in Arizona, unless Brissett gets hurt, Slovis, they signed, another guy off the street that coached with Drew Penzing or played with him back in 2023. Like, nobody cares. If Brissett gets hurt and Kyler Murray, after 4 games, can come back and start, you'll see Kyler Murray start. Other than that, Kyler Murray's days here in Arizona are done.
Well, I heard somebody bring this up, though, Steve, the fact that there's a huge injury guarantee with Kyler Murray.
Yes. I said yes. I said yesterday after you left, I said I firmly believe, with no basis behind it, nobody has told me. Kyler Murray sees what's happening with Brissett. Kyler Murray knows they're going with Brissett. Kyler Murray's team went to the team and it's like, all right, we're not going to be. Kyler Murray's
agents.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. His team like that. Yeah. And they went to the Cardinals like he's not going to be a backup. So they're like, all right, we'll put you on IR and, we'll go that route. Because other teams can understand a guy getting hurt, and they'll look at him. But if you come out and go, I'm not going to be a backup, other teams will cross you off your list a little bit. And so they're protecting him. I firmly believe they're protecting him. And the reason why I have that basis, because Lou was all over me yesterday on this. He's like, you're just conjecture. He kept using big words. Conjecture, Steve. But I can also put 2 and 2 together. Kyler Murray was practicing last Tuesday.
Yeah.
He does not have the major foot injury that they're now purporting that he does, folks. It is plain as day. It is obvious as day that it's not the way they're saying it. Did he have a foot hurt? Probably. Fine, whatever. But not to this level. This is protecting Kyler Murray for his future job. And I'll even go so far, and I said it yesterday, Cardinals are not trading Kyler Murray, folks. They're going to have to cut him. Who's trading for Kyler Murray?
Who's giving you anything for Kyler Murray and that contract?
Exactly. They're going to have to rip the Band-Aid off and cut him.
A la Russell Wilson and the Broncos.
It's not that bad, but
it's not that far off.
He was 80-something million. Kyler's only going to be, if they do it after June 1st designation, so you can cut him in March, and then it just say June 1st designation. Then it gets split over 2 years. I actually have those numbers here. It's only like 30 million 1 year, 27 million, because you can spread it over 2 years at that point. The other thing is what we learned with that Russell Wilson situation in Denver is you rip the Band-Aid off, and you're going to get, it's not like you only get a $2 million increase in the salary cap every year. Like the year after the Broncos cut Wilson, they got a $25 million increase in the salary cap. That makes that more palatable to commit.
Well, and they found who they think he's a playoff quarterback. He took him there last year, and he's on his way this year.
This is the issue that I got, is who's going to be your quarterback.
Yes.
It's going to have to be Jacoby Brissett, which I would be okay with going into a season with Jacoby Brissett, but it would come down to then who his backup's going to be. And you need another seasoned backup behind him to come in if he struggles or can't play or something to that effect. You got to stop going with Caden Slovis or whatever. Does it matter?
Yes.
The guy went to he's got 7 different alumni colleges he's got to go to, when they have alumni days, because he just kept going from college to college to college to college.
Desert Mountain High School, proud.
Was that his only high school, or did he go to 7 high schools here also?
Wow. Why do you got to be mad at Keaton?
I don't know why I'm mad at Keaton. I don't know. Good for you, kid. I'm mad at the Cardinals because that's not your backup quarterback. There's who they have last couple of years. Clayton Tune. Like, get out of here with this garbage, man. You got to go get a good backup, or you've got to do what the Cardinals have done before. Go get somebody you're not sure about, Kurt Warner, a la Carson Palmer. Bring those guys in and get lucky, a la Daniel Jones and the Colts. And do you have the faith that the Cardinals can do that, is the question that you got.
Well, it's fascinating when you do a little bit of a dive on the Arizona Cardinals over the last 25 years, and you do realize their 2 best quarterbacks were 2 guys who were older, had question marks coming here,
yep,
and actually led, with the right coaching staff, led them one to a Super Bowl, one to an NFC Championship game.
The reason why I question if the Cardinals can find that guy is because the Cardinals didn't recognize the better quarterback right now is Jacoby Brissett for like 3 weeks. They were just like, nope, colors are guy, colors are guy, colors are guy, colors are guy, colors are guy. It took them an awfully long time to see what the rest of us saw.
Where, again, to me, this whole Kyler Murray thing is just like cloaked in all this mystery and intrigue. And I mean, are you telling me you can't see Jonathan Gannon going into Michael Bidwell's office and going, I know you're paying him a lot of money, but he does not give us our best chance to win. And Michael goes, no, I'm paying him a lot of money for him to play.
I'll take it a step farther. How does Michael Bidwell not sit in his booth and look at during the game and look over at Monty and go, holy hell, that's the guy we got to start? I'll take it a step farther. You've got to be able to, no matter what you're paying guys, you've got to be able to go, we need to win games, and that's our guy to do it.
That's always what people who aren't spend the money say. Seriously, think about that. How many people go, I don't care how much money he has to spend.
I cut your check every month. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't care how much that guy has to spend. He's got to recognize.
Well, do you want to win or do you want to deal with that? That's my argument. There are teams, a la the Broncos ownership that cut Russell Wilson. They're cajillionaires, right? The Walton family and other guys of that number from Walmart fame. So they have a ton of money. They can eat that type of stuff. But look, everybody says that, Dale. Here's the thing about that. I'll let you guys in on what you don't know. It doesn't hurt them. Their salaries are covered by the TV contract. They make money if nobody goes to that stadium or anything. The TV contract by itself covers the players' salaries. It doesn't hurt them. Oh, so Michael Bidwell makes a couple million less this year. He's only making $15 million this year instead of 7.
Oh, he's making a lot more than that. But
I know, but I'm being sarcastic.
But the thing about it is, yes,
they don't care.
You're 100% right. But it does have an effect on your salary cap, and the salary cap is something that you do have to take into account.
It has an effect on your salary cap when you are an owner that can't figure out or doesn't want to figure out how to work among the means of the salary cap.
The other reason
the Niners dance around the salary cap a lot. The Saints The Saints every year for the last 5 years have been $100 million above the salary cap.
Only to have a sub-500 team.
I'm not doubting. I'm not disputing
and
that.
And the 49ers here sooner rather than later. Maybe they get through next year.
Well, that's why they got rid of some of their players this year.
They had to get rid of some of them just because, again, you have to make tough decisions.
Yep.
But at some point, whether it's next year or the year after, the check's going to come to them. By check, I mean they're going to have to get rid of quite a few guys.
Yeah, I know. Well, here's the other side. Marvin Harrison Jr.'s rookie contract comes up for a possible renewal next year. You don't think that's going to be a big dollar amount to keep him?
No, I don't think it is. Not unless all of a sudden he decides to play. And boy, it was one game, and now we're talking about extending him. Haven't we already learned from Kyler Murray? Make him play the damn rookie year.
And then you lose him. Got to play the game.
Oh, my goodness.
Got to play the game.
What would we do then?
Well, we might get better.
What is your boy, by the way, since we're just talking about off-the-field stuff, what is your boy? You used to say he was your favorite player. You got one of his jerseys in your extra room. Antonio Brown doing in Saudi Arabia?
Hiding from the police?
Huh? I mean, I guess it's Dubai.
Yeah, but go to here's your okay. I've never attempted to kill a man and had to flee from the law. Let's start with that right now. That's one thing that I haven't had the pleasure of doing in my life yet to experience. That.
The pleasure?
However, I don't know. It just seems like a good
yet.
time. Riley's all yet. I'm just saying, if you guys see me doing this show from Argentina one day. Just know something's up. That's all I'm going to say.
Riley and I are here.
Yeah, and I'm calling in from Argentina at a weird hour.
Undisclosed location.
Yes, exactly. Everybody knows when you when you get in trouble with the law, you go to a non-extradition country, man. What are you doing in Dubai?
Yeah, because they extradited him.
And like he probably flew over to Dubai, like first class, was all like comfy, and they stuck him on like an old cranky military plane with rattles and. The seats are metal and whatever to bring him back. In all seriousness, I've been concerned for Antonio's mental health for a lot of years now. There's obviously something, and I mean, I know we didn't touch on it yesterday because it's just a sad story, but I think it's a huge. Now, what can you do? Because they're grown men, et cetera. They get in these situations. Their mental health's not there. So I don't know how you can handle it. But the NFL has to figure whether it's, once a year, twice a year after you get done playing football, you're going in for some evaluations and stuff like that. I blame the NFL for a lot of this, and I don't know if that's the right place to blame it. But these guys aren't right in the head, man, and they need help. And there's got to be a way to help them out because they've sacrificed it. They're in this position because they played the game for you as owners and everything. And it's just I'm tired of seeing it, man. I just am. And I don't know how you solve it, but the NFL is a $1 billion industry. They can figure out a way to help these guys.
Well, what's always it's sad, it's fascinating to me the fact that here's a 24-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the Cowboys.
Yeah, to the outside world. Scores his first NFL touchdown on Monday.
And was celebrating like he had just won an award.
And supposedly a stand-up dude and all that, but nobody knows what's going on inside.
Yeah.
And, everybody tries to make sense out of it from a practicality standpoint when you're talking about an unpractical
You can't make sense out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's sad because, instead of doing that, he didn't have one person that he could call.
See, and that, especially him, like Antonio Brown's been out of the league, so he's just on his own. But that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, you get paid a couple $1,000s to go check in with this therapist, especially guys that look like they're, that you have signs that they're on that side.
Yeah, but he didn't have any signs out. Now, Antonio Brown, we're talking about.
No, I'm talking about Antonio Brown. I'm talking about Antonio Brown here, where the NFL pays some guys that are retired and go, hey, man, you're they look at it and go, all right, this guy is kind of, maybe this is somebody we should help out and pay attention to. So maybe you pay them or do something to get them in to be evaluated and try to help them that way. This kid's different because this kid was in the locker room, practiced this week, played Monday night, and nobody saw it there. It's just either people aren't paying attention or he did a good job of winning. And that's the fascinating thing we got to find out. But in my mind, the NFL, they can just constantly talk about safety. And 24-year-old kid that just played on Monday night goes off and feels this way and does this stuff. And then everybody's like, what? You're not caring enough about them. They're just a number to you, and they could be gone next week. And you're just like, oh, we move on from it. And it's just, you got to be able to. I've felt that way about, I see your stuff. I've seen Golick's, shoulder injuries and stuff. And after he was done playing, you got to take care of these guys that put their bodies on the line for your sport to grow.
Well,
as they get older.
It's interesting because we were talking about it yesterday with my nephew, who's 25, and he's going through a few things just doctor-wise. And the NFL, if you're vested, they give you 5 years insurance after you retire.
Yeah.
Well, I retired at 40.
And you played late.
Yes, I played a long time.
Yes.
I didn't see a doctor from 40 to 45.
Yeah. And imagine if you retire at 27, 26, 27. You don't see a doctor for 20 years.
You're not seeing a doctor for 5 years.
Yeah.
But now since I hit 60, it's like I got a permanent standing appointment.
See you next Tuesday. Yeah, it's just same thing with Antonio Brown. I mean, I know what happened. I saw the video of the alleged incident with the gun and things like that. And I don't know, but it's just two instances of two guys that obviously are not always there in the head, and does that come from football? I don't know. Right. But it's prevalent in this sport, and you got to find a way to help these guys out if you're the NFL. You're a $1 billion industry. It's not, even if it costs you $500 million to monitor these guys and get them in every couple years, just to do an evaluation, throw them the ink blots up.
Thing is, this as well as anybody here. I'm standing up for the NFL.
You bastard.
It's not that this Dallas Cowboy didn't have any friends or that he was a recluse or that people saw signs or whatever. Guys are usually pretty good at hiding things.
100%. I guarantee, especially in a locker room.
Yes.
Like, you didn't know, I'll put it this way. You didn't know that Michael Irvin was going to go to a barbershop and stab a guy in the neck.
We did not know that.
Like, you guys weren't like, oh, Michael's going to go stab a guy someday. Like, I bet you guys never thought that would happen.
No, that was
and then
not
it happened,
on a
and you go,
card.
what the hell, man? Obviously, he was good at hiding that type of rage or whatever to get to that point.
Right.
That's a point you get to that doesn't just – that's a rage you build up to, right, to get to that point in today's age. So I get it. He hit it and stuff like that. But that's where I'm saying, there's got to be sessions or something. Cops do that. Cops have to go in and interview with psychologists and everything like that stuff to make sure that they're safe, they're fine. It's just something as simple as that. Once a week, twice a week while you're playing, and then when you're done playing, you go, okay, we need to monitor this guy as he goes forward, not just for their safety, but people around him's safety as well. And I get it; it's hard to get adults to do that and things, but I'm just tired of those types of stories. Same thing with Antonio Brown, and he went to Dubai. I don't know if he was fleeing. I'm kind of assuming he was fleeing to Dubai, knowing these charges were coming. They've been talking to him about it for a while and stuff, but is there anybody that thinks that Antonio Brown is on the up and up in his brain? Like there's something off. Something's not clicking up there.
But with him, you've seen a number of instances. What I'm saying is comparing it to what happened.
I guarantee you, everybody in that locker room, maybe a few people are like, "Oh, I saw this and I didn't." Small stuff that didn't click, but nobody was like, "Oh, we have to worry about him when he leaves here." I'll put money on that right now. Right. Nobody was at that point, So, and it's just like, man, just sad stories out there. Let's get back to happier things here. Jeez.
How about happier things? You see, we're at Jones, the NBA player, pled not guilty to Charges he profited from rigged poker games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not he was the assistant of the Cavaliers, that guy?
He was
which one was
coach,
Jones? Okay,
the
yeah.
assistant coach.
Yeah, he was the one that was implicated that he said LeBron was not going to play in a game that he was going to play into, and a lot of money went on to it. Well, you always plead not guilty, and then you work out your plea deal. Dale, that's the rule here. I've never been in this situation.
You haven't been in this situation yet? Is that what you're saying?
Yet, my unruly poker game has not been caught by the FBI yet. I was gonna say, look, it's tough. There's just some times where people ask me, "Is Dale coming in today?" And I have to keep my mouth shut because I don't cross that line.
Yeah, whether they're going to watch or not,
Cardinals Will Johnson, Max Melton, Mac Wilson Sr. will not play Sunday in Seattle.
Will Johnson won't?
That's what Jonathan Gannon just said in his press conference this morning.
Really?
I don't know what's up with Will Johnson.
No.
I know Max Melton had a concussion.
Okay.
So that's why he's not going to play this week. Mac Wilson Sr. Has been dinged up. That's not good for a Cardinals defense that needs to play well on Sunday. And I'm not saying at any stretch am I saying they should play him. I'm not saying that side. But those are three guys on your defense that you need against Seattle if you're going to play and have a chance in this game, in my opinion. BJ Ojulari will not be activated this week. I think he has another week to go before he has to be activated or not for him. And I bet you for him, it's just conditioning is what I'm willing to bet.
Well, it's conditioning. It's gaining confidence back in that knee, pushing off, and knowing it's going to be okay.
Because he was out last year, too. So I mean, he's looking at a year and a half of non-football activities. And then, didn't he say, I think it was June, he said he had to go back in and clean it up again. Yeah. So that was, I'm going to call it a setback, but, just a cleanup or whatever.
Well, all I know is probably the worst injury I had while playing was when I totally dislocated my ankle. Fractured my fibula. Mm-hmm. You rehab, and then you can condition and you start to get in shape through the off season. But there's still those first couple times. Yeah. Okay, it's one thing without pads on, taking a pass set, sticking your foot in the ground. Is it going to hold?
A guy falls down near your
anywhere
leg.
near you, and you're freaking falling, lifting it up and falling down. And then you take that next step to pads.
Yeah.
And there is a mental thing there you got to get through, and so I'm sure they're making sure that he gets through that before they activate.
Yeah, and take the 3 weeks. You don't need him back. You want him to come back healthy. He's going to be, if he comes back like he is expected to, he's going to be a force on that defense coming up as well. I got to say this, and we'll take our break here as well, but I got to say that I'm impressed, not just with what he did on the field last week, Walter Nolan III.
Yeah.
I'm not just impressed with the way he looked. I saw somebody went through and took all of his plays last week and put them into a little punch it, so you could see it. Calais Campbell was impressed with him. Josh Sweat's been talking about him. And so what would be easy for a rookie to do when all this praise is coming from your teammates after your first game? It's to kind of feel a little egotistical about it, right?
Yep.
Walter Nolan III turned it around and goes, I'm just happy to be out there and contribute to this team. I'm playing with greats like Josh Sweat and Calais Campbell. I'm just lucky to be here, and I'm looking forward. And he even said the future of the Cardinals is bright with the way that the rookies are playing this year. And I'm excited to be a part of the rookies here, meaning Will Johnson, and those guys. And I was just sitting there watching him talk at his locker this week, and I was just like, okay, this kid gets it. This kid gets it. Not only is he explosive on the field, but he gets it in the locker room.
Right.
I think it's fantastic. So I want to give him credit on that. And Dale, as we go to break, Drew Petzing did his press conference this week, and
super excited.
Oh my God, he can't wait to get to the field this Sunday, folks. He is so beyond media trained. He's to the side of, don't just stick to your media training. He almost slips up here. Drew Petzing on the quarterback change and Kyler Murray being out.
He's playing at a high level. We got to go with the guys that are healthy in the game and excited about where we're at and ready to go play.
Woo! I'm fired up. I'm going to go run through a wall here on this break right now. Woo! Let's go, baby. Can't wait. I'm going to run through that wall. Where's that wall I'm going to run through? Come on back, folks.
How about that one right there?
The window. The main event. Come on back. And we're back here. You saw the commercial there for the Real Matrix. I know Robert was watching episode 7 yesterday as well. He put that out on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's up, Robot TV on demand right now. And also on the YouTube channel as well. First 7 episodes up. Dale makes appearances on that show. You got one with Bruce Cooper, I think, coming up. A couple other guests coming up with the Angry Patriot as well. We produced that show. Mine, Kobe, Riley's, and Ethan's company all produced that. So that's why that is on the YouTube page. There is a free podcast for it as well. Just search The Real Matrix on your favorite podcast system, and it'll come up for you. If you like that type of stuff, you're interested in it, check that out as well. That is up and all of that good stuff here. I think this week was a little bit about, I think this was a 9/11 one, about the towers and everything. I think that's what it was. Check it out, folks. It's I'll say it's I find it mildly entertaining. Really entertaining to watch the passion on the subject that you get on that show. I do enjoy the passion.
Well, I would encourage you to tune in to watch it with a little bit of an open mind.
Yes.
Dave might get on your nerves, but if you watch it with a little bit of an open mind, it might at least pique your interest.
Yeah, and then you can do your own stuff and everything. And it is a good show. I do, whether I agree with the subject matter or not, it doesn't matter to me. It just, we worked with the Angry Patriot a lot to get a format that he liked and stuff like that. And I think we got a successful show there. Even if you don't agree with the subject line, at least it's entertaining to watch and see the passion behind it and things to that effect. So, Dale, we were talking NFL out there, of course, and Drew Penzing is just I don't know, man. When they hired these Cardinals coaches, it was just like, show us some emotion. And if anybody went, woo, they were like, yep, you're not getting the job. Get out of here. Just they're unemotional robots, man.
Stoic.
And coaching needs to be that way. You need to be calm on that sideline in the face of chaos. But they're taking it too far. We got an international game this weekend, Dale. Berlin. The first time they're going to Germany here as well. Falcons versus the Colts here. Lou, I just assumed Sauce Gardner would be playing for the Colts this weekend. And Lou yesterday said he would not play until after this trip. I looked it up yesterday, and Lou was right.
Oh, I thought I saw somewhere said he's cleared to play, and he's playing it this weekend.
Okay, so this is the thing. I saw that too, so that's why I did it. Is he going to actually play, though, or is he just going on this trip to be with the team and everything? That's where I'm confused. Because here's one headline. Sauce Gardner thrilled to join the Colts after the Jets trade. So you're like, oh, he's willing to play this weekend. And then here's the next headline that says Sauce Gardner will not play this week. It might not play this weekend, and because the game's in Berlin. So I don't know. Is Sauce Gardner playing?
Well, what does it have to do with being in Berlin?
It's a plane ride.
He doesn't want to fly that far.
He's got a 12-hour flight to study film and learn the defense, right?
Well, what's fascinating to me about this whole thing is I saw where Indianapolis didn't leave till yesterday.
Yeah, they left late. That's a new thing now. They did that in London too. I think it was Pittsburgh earlier this year left on Thursday or Friday or something. It flew. It's literally land, do a walkthrough, stay up, do a walkthrough, go to sleep, wake up, and play your game. And then on a plane out.
And then
again.
trying to beat the jet lag.
People aren't staying for a week like they used to and stuff to that effect. I've noticed that as well. So I'm kind of confused by this also. If he's doing, I'm assuming he's playing.
That's what I was thinking too.
But regardless, they're playing the Falcons. Michael Penix Jr. is back for the Falcons. The thing I can't figure out, Falcons defense is a problem, is a liability for the Falcons. It just is. The thing I can't figure out to this day, and they've gone through coaches, they've gone through everything. The head coaches for the Falcons cannot figure out how to make this offense run with all the talent they have on this Falcons offense, including Bijan Robinson.
Yes.
They can't figure it out. They can't get an offensive flowing, and I cannot figure out why nobody can figure it out. It's the most baffling thing around NFL football going into this weekend. In terms of the Falcons. And everybody thought they would win that division, and everybody picked them to win it, but Tampa Bay, of course, kind of running along with that as well. So I like it. With or without Sauce Gardner, to me, Dale, I think the Colts are winning this game. Danny Dimes looked like Danny Dimes from the New York Giants last week. He just looked awful. I think the Colts offensive coaches realize you got to hand that ball off to Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Tool Time fame. You've got to get him behind that offensive line, and you've got to do that to open up the passing game for him to have success there. And then you got to rely on that defense. Now that secondary's beat up. They're getting healthier, obviously. If Sauce plays, that's going to be a bigger deal for them back there.
And real quick, for the Sauce Gardner thing, so the injury was a concussion.
Yep.
Full practice on Wednesday, full practice on Thursday.
So he's playing then.
You would think.
Well, no, because we need to get you got the concussion last week, right? So if he's practicing, that tells me he's going to play, but there still is a chance because that means he's not having symptoms.
Or maybe they're saying flying with a concussion.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe five days. You have to be symptom free for 5 days before they release you. Period.
Interesting.
But if he's practicing, that tells me he's symptoms free. But maybe that's it. Maybe it's the flight or going to Berlin. Maybe that's probably why they might keep him
behind the
out,
Iron Curtain.
I don't know. It's weird. I just assumed he'd be in there playing. But with or without him, though, I got the Colts winning this game.
Yes. I mean, I think that last week was a little bit of an aberration for the Colts. I think that anytime you make a move for a star player, it kind of invigorates your team.
Yeah.
And I see them coming out and playing a really good game against the Atlanta team.
It came out this morning, NFL.com. Clear to play Sunday. So, and if he practiced Wednesday and Thursday, he spoke yesterday to the media before they took off. They're taking off today, and he's clear to play. He's playing this weekend. He has to play, right?
He's on that plane. Like he didn't say he was going to stay home in Indianapolis.
It doesn't say that at all. Yeah. It doesn't say that at all. It says clear to play. So if you're clear to play, you got to go play, right? So I'm going to say he's going to play.
Yes. And I would take Indianapolis like you either way.
Yeah, and but that defense will look – I want to see that defense with him back there.
Yeah.
We showed you that stat. 52% of the time, he doesn't give you a window to throw into. And so if you shut down that side of a defense, you played a couple years with a guy that shut down a side of a defense.
Yes.
And it just makes the defense a lot easier from that side. Then you got a game that I'm intrigued by this weekend. J.J. McCarthy, I don't think is a great quarterback. I just don't. But he will suck for 3.5 quarters, and then he'll drive the team down the field and win it at the end. And it's amazing to watch J.J. McCarthy do this. He's just clutch at the end of the game, no matter how bad he plays beforehand. And again, I don't know if he can keep continuing. And then you got the Ravens, who are now up and coming. They're excited to be playing football again now that they got Lamar back. Their defense is still not good, but they are rebounding and they are playing well here. I'm going to go Ravens in this game, mainly because I hate Minnesota. I don't want them to have good things. But no, in all seriousness, I think Ravens are going to win this game. I just don't. But I wouldn't be shocked if JJ wins this game again at the end. I mean,
where's it at again?
In Minnesota.
Tell you what, I know that Baltimore is a completely different football team when their quarterback's there.
Defensively, too.
I'd just say the entire team.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
But that defense is not very good.
Yeah.
And was it a 1 week lift when Lamar came back
on a Thursday night?
Yeah, or what? Or is it going to continue
against a bad Dolphins team? Wasn't it the Dolphins they played? I can't remember now.
You know what? I'm going to go with the home team. Give me the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm not going to be surprised if the Vikings win, but I think the Ravens are going to end up winning that division. With
Aaron Rodgers at the helm.
I'm sorry. I was trying not to laugh there. Rams and 49ers this weekend. How do you pick against the 49ers? They're beat up. Everybody goes, it's eventually going to catch up to them. They're 6-3 on the season. And then you got the Rams. Oh, is Matthew Stafford's back going to hold up? Nakua's back this week. He's been back. You got all that stuff. Their defense is playing well on the Rams side of things. This is eventually going to catch up to the Rams. This is a division matchup. It's going to be a low-scoring affair as well. Brock Purdy's not ready to come back yet. He's starting to practice a little bit on some of that injury stuff. This is a toss-up to me. I'm going to go, and I'm not confident in this. I'm going with the road team, the Rams, in this game to go to 7-2 on the year, the Rams.
Two really good coaches, no matter what you think of them. It seems like San Francisco's doing it with smoke and mirrors. And look over here. No, we're going to give CMC the ball 35 times a game. And he's held up remarkably well. It seems like every week they lose somebody.
Yes.
But yet they find a way to win. The Rams, you pointed out the Stafford situation and all that.
I'm just waiting for that to go sideways. I might not, but I'm just holding my breath, waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, it might be week 20 before his back flares up on him in the regular season. But boy, I am at home again. I'm gonna go with San Francisco.
Oh wow, really? To me, that's a toss-up game.
Yeah,
there's
it is. You can go either way.
Yeah, it's just like And I hate that the 49ers coach is so good at what he does there because I can't stand him. I'm like, he's not a good coach. And then he just does this crap. And you're like, all right, he's a good coach. You're making me say it. Then you got Monday Night Football, Eagles at Packers this weekend. Eagles coming off. We don't know the extent of Saquon Barkley's groin injury. We don't know. As of right now, looks like he's going to play. But we don't know, how fragile that is, if he's got to kind of take it easy or whatnot. Then you got the Packers, who tends to play to their competition level. They suck against the bad teams, and they play well against the good teams out there. This one, I am going with the home team. I'm going to say the Packers are going to beat the Eagles this weekend. Monday night.
Obviously, Saquon Barkley not having the season that he had last year.
Mm-hmm. Offensive line's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I love his line's not as good. But the Eagles made a couple moves.
That's right. I didn't factor that in. They
brought
fortified that defense.
And so, you know what?
Oh.
Just because I want Green Bay to suck so bad and rue the day they decide to give Micah Parsons all that money. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't believe I'm picking the Eagles.
I know. I'm like, you're picking a division foe.
Yeah.
They booed Michael Irvin, your buddy.
Booed Santa Claus.
Yeah, they threw batteries at you guys, and you're just jumping on board that bandwagon, right? Then finally, we'll leave it with Cardinals at Seahawks this weekend. Look, I like what Jacoby Brissett's doing with this offense. Can the Cardinals win this game?
No.
Yes, it's going to be a close game. Cardinals go up there and they lose by 3. It's going to be one of those close games coming up here. I just think Sam Darnold's not going to have a perfect game. But when you find out Will Johnson's out, Max Melton's out, Senior's out, this defense obviously is in peril in that secondary, and the Seahawks can throw the football. They have the best receiver in the league. If he's not the best, he's definitely top 2 or 3. And Smith, go ahead.
And Jigba.
Thank you. With him. Then they add the guy from the Saints this week as well.
Rashee Rice or whatever?
No, Rashid. No, now that you said Rice, I'm going to do it. They add him on this team. The front seven of the Seahawks is one of the best front sevens in the league. They are just tough as can be. Cardinals' offensive line being suspect. I don't care if Trey Benson plays. I don't think he's going to. I don't care who plays at running back. You're not going to be able to run the football. Get out of this game healthy. Get ready for San Francisco, but the Seahawks are winning this game in Seattle.
I don't think that that the Cardinals have much of a chance. I mean, I saw some of that Seattle defense the other week, and it looks like, as you said, there are 11 players on a baseball field. It looks like there's 13 guys on defense for Seattle, and you're only allowed to have 11, Steve, just in case you need to know that. But it looks like they're all over the place,
yes.
And the way this offensive line, especially the right tackle, who has struggled, give me the
Jonah.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, it's just this is not a good matchup, and it's easy to look at and go, well, the Cardinals played them tough at home a few weeks ago on a Thursday night. Yeah. Seattle actually is a better team now than they were then.
They are. Think about it. Seattle had to fly to Phoenix on a short week.
Yeah.
All that's stacked against them. Find a way to win.
Since you brought up Aaron Rodgers, we're not going to pick this game officially in our deal here and everything, but that's the Sunday. Oh no, that's not the Sunday night game. That is the Sunday night game. Steelers-Chargers this week. Since you're so high on Aaron Rodgers, you picking the Steelers in this one after that big emotional win against the Colts?
Are we picking?
We're not picking it we're not picking it on the show. I'm just asking you.
I think the Chargers are in a little bit of trouble.
They are. Their defense is hurt. They don't have a running game anymore. All the running backs are going down.
And that's how Harbaugh wins games: is defense and ball control.
And if you have to throw the ball, the Steelers' front seven can get to a quarterback and disrupt them. They won't get the sacks, but they can disrupt them out there. I have a feeling that, and like I said, not an official pick, but I have a feeling Steelers are beating the Chargers this week. And Chargers, who have to win to stay competitive in that division with the Chiefs right behind them and what the Broncos are doing, I think their injuries are catching up to them a little bit. So I'm also not a big fan of Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's doing a lot with that team. The running game that's going to lead them forward. So, the college, so it'll be interesting to see Sunday Cardinals up at the Eagles, and then you got, of course, college football. ASU has the bye this weekend. Arizona has homecoming. They got those. They got that one bird that wears shoes, folks. Have you ever seen a bird wear shoes? Well, only the Kansas Jayhawks do that. Out there as well. Homecoming for them this weekend. Arizona's going to win this game. They're going to win homecoming. They're going to score a lot of points doing so. Kansas isn't a good team, so I have Arizona winning this game down there.
You got to keep up with the ASU Sun Devils for my bet to come to fruition. I think they're the better team.
Do they become bowl eligible this weekend is the question.
Hey, down at U of A, that's not a big deal. They'll become bowl eligible. Be quiet, calm.
1:30 p.m. kickoff. Arizona's favored by 5.5 in this game this weekend. Yeah, they'll win. It'll be a good game. ESPN 2, 1:30 p.m. for there. We both have Arizona out there. And then you've got Battle of Unranks. But I chose this game because both coaches, definitely one coach is, if he doesn't win some games, he's fired. The other coach just talks a lot of smack and remembers the glory days of Clemson football out there. Florida State has Clemson this weekend. The loser of this game might not be able to sit down for a little bit, especially if Florida State doesn't win this game this weekend here. So I got Florida State, Clemson this weekend. I'm picking Clemson to win this game at home, partly because I do think Florida State's in a lot of trouble, and especially their head coach.
Clemson's record doesn't reflect it, but they've played some close football games this year. It's not like they're been getting blown out.
Their quarterback's not good though.
How do all these quarterbacks?
He was a Heisman Trophy candidate going into the season.
Well, so is Sam Levitt. So is somebody else.
Levitt got hurt, in that Baylor game, Dale. Even though he didn't look like it for 2 games afterwards.
But through the first 5 games, he did not look like a Heisman candidate. Now some dude from Indiana,
yeah, I know,
who I never heard of, is the front runner. But no, go ahead and give me Clemson.
It's an interesting thing. I think Florida State's more quit on the season than Clemson has, and I also think Dabo's not going to get fired this year. But this is the start of it, unless he starts winning sometime soon. You got 9th ranked Oregon going to 20th ranked Iowa in this game. Yes, it's in Iowa. The cornfields are going to be beautiful out there. They're going to be moving back and forth in the wind. Oregon's going to get there, leave those big trees up there in Oregon and get over there. And the weather's not going to be a big deal to Oregon, whatever it ends up being. The question that I got here, Oregon's offense, is it going to make the trip? Because if it does, Oregon's going to win this game big because Iowa can't score big points. If this becomes a shootout, I got Oregon winning this game on the road.
Let me see here. Saturday, 90% chance of rain.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing.
High of 44.
That's it. But it gets cold and rainy in Oregon.
But it's the weather that you wonder if that's going to hamper
the passing game. But the speed, short passes, running game, the speed is what's going to Iowa's going to be like. Anybody see that dude with the ball run by me?
I think that Oregon's the better football team. I think they find a way to win.
I'm not a Dan Lanning fan. I've turned on Dan Lanning, actually. I don't think he's one of the best coaches in the
Hey, Riley, keep your head on a swivel because it seems like Steve turns against most everybody in his life.
Texas A&M ranked 3rd at 22nd Missouri. Does this the week Texas A&M falters, Dale?
They always seem to lose that one game, and they're playing in Missouri.
In Columbia.
Tough place to play. Is that a night game?
They have tigers. They have tiger paw prints on the freeway exits leading to the school on top of it. That can be intimidating as well. That is a day game. I'm looking up the exact time here.
It is at 12:30.
12:30, yeah.
Here, so that'd be 2:30 there.
2:30 I mean, look. I've driven that, man. I exited the freeway and I saw those giant paw prints, and I was like, ooh.
I had to see an emergency chiropractor there one time.
Okay, story behind that.
I was broadcasting a Missouri game. I forget who they were playing. It was the day after. It was the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We had a Turkey Bowl game on Thursday.
Oh.
I was all-time quarterback.
Okay.
I tried to throw a 40-yard pass. With that, my back locked up. Had to fly.
You still got on a plane and flew there?
I had to fly there. And,
do you fly into Columbia or do you fly into St. Louis?
We flew into St. Louis and then rented a car. And
what was that, a 2-hour drive? It's right in the middle of St. Louis and Kansas City.
It's really hard.
Like 2 hours, yeah.
And Friday evening, Saturday morning is a night game. I couldn't deal with it. One of my teammates on the staff went and found somebody.
Some chiropractor's like sleeping.
Yes, on a Saturday.
He's half buzzed, getting ready for the football game. He's like, I got you. Let's go. I got you, buddy. Let's go. Let's do this.
But no, give me A&M. I think A&M pulls this one off.
I'll say this about A&M. I don't think A&M's faltering this year. If they lose, it's going to be because they lose to a really good team in the SEC, and Missouri's not that. So A&M's going to win that game. And then you got the game I'm most looking forward to this weekend, and it's an early start as well for us out here. BYU is 7th ranked right now. They're going to the desert, the crap hole we call, the outhouse we call Lubbock, Texas out there. 8th ranked Texas Tech. 10 a.m. start time here over in Texas at Jones AT&T Stadium there in Lubbock, Texas. This is interesting to me because it's in Texas Tech. That does tell me to favor Texas Tech. If we were picking point spreads, though, I'm putting my money on BYU. Texas Tech is 11.5-point favorites.
Yeah,
going
that's absurd. Unless Vegas knows something that we don't know.
Who's not playing?
Right.
I'm gonna go home team Texas Tech. If we were doing point spreads, I would go BYU in that one. I'm gonna go home team. As an ASU fan, you need BYU to go there and win. I do think on the road there, Texas Tech is an intimidating factor. Early start time as well. I think Texas Tech has their eyes on this game. They know they can't lose it. All of that together, BYU can still lose it and make the Big 12 championship game. That's why I'm going Texas Tech. It means more to them at home, and that's why I'm picking them.
72 degrees, they say in Lubbock, but
yeah, but still miserable.
For tomorrow.
Still miserable.
If you're just going in there to play a game, you fly in.
It's just,
evening.
BYU doesn't have to dodge tortillas anymore. That's all they care about is their tortilla throwing. It dates all the way back to the 90s. That's tradition.
Have you even thought about that? Maybe that tradition stopping might jinx.
Oh no, big BYU.
Texas Tech.
BYU's got that freshman quarterback. I just think the crowd. I want to pull the trigger on BYU. Just my mind won't let me. Don't start with the tortillas because I'm going to change my pick and I don't want to do that.
I will go with Texas Tech also.
Are we picking the same again? I don't like how we're doing that.
Well, you're following greatness.
We'll leave the show here on this beautiful Friday. Robert says Vegas must be going on payrolls in the Texas Tech BYU game in terms of that point spread.
In football, not basketball.
I will say this. I'm not going to be shocked if BYU goes down there and win. It's just going to be a completely it's going to be I'm equating it to last year when BYU came to Tempe and lost that game. It'll be a good game. It'll be a close game. It's just BYU won't be able to pull it out at the end. But did you see this story? Because we all were kind of shocked when ASU went to Ames, Iowa, and dominated that game and won that game last week, played the way they did.
Right.
We were all shocked by it. We were all like, all right, what just happened? This team is so
Although
weird.
You picked them, didn't you?
No, we both picked.
Okay.
We both picked Iowa State, but then I actually put money on ASU because I changed my mind and it was too late to change the pick. So I put money on ASU as the dogs there. But then the story comes out. Chris Cartman, there was Sun Devil Source, comes out with this story yesterday. According to his sources, Kenny Dillingham walked into position meetings last week before the Ames game and to tell his players that he would continue to be coach of Arizona State into next season. Chris Cartman says 3 people basically said that story is true coming into this. 2 things that shocks me. 1, there was some consternation within the program that Kenny Dillingham was going to listen to other programs, and he had to squash it. That's number 1. He felt he had to go squash it. That's shocking to me because he says he's only here. That means a lot of phone calls were happening. There were a lot of conversations behind the scenes. Maybe it was a distraction for him or something. So he had to address it. That's shocking, number 1 to me. Number 2 thing that is kind of interesting to me about this as well is it's taken over a week for this story to come out.
Well, kudos to the ASU football team.
Yes, normally that would come out.
Oh, in a heartbeat. It's one of those things. Who's initiating the phone calls? Is it?
But it's still a distraction.
But it was very quiet.
Yeah, well, like when I was just remember when I was on the Corporal, I was fielding calls for a little bit on people wanting me to move to their organization and stuff like that. I was like, no. And it didn't matter. This was me doing it, right? I didn't have an agent. And even though the answers were no, it was distracting. And you thought about it at times, like, oh my God, like, what can I get from them? Maybe I should explore this.
Right.
That stuff goes through your mind. And he has an agent to do it, but his agent's going, hey, LSU called today. LSU wants to talk to you. You can't tell me, one, you're enthusiastic about it. You're kind of intrigued by it. But then at the same time, but the bigger thing to me is that he had to address it because maybe that was happening. But that also tells me that the players, you only address it when you're getting a vibe from players that you might be leaving. And you're like, I need to address this. Like, I can feel it in the building people are worried that I'm not here totally, so I better address this.
Well, it's interesting they did it in position meetings.
Yeah, instead of the whole group.
Rather the whole group, when there's staffers and there's trainers and equipment guys and all that usually are sitting in the
hanger-ons. People are around the program. The janitor is sitting in there. Yeah. Jesus is my source over there at ASU, and he didn't come through with this deal, so janitors were out of that room deal.
Steve, let's leave no doubt. Okay, how many players when a baseball team is playing defense? How many players are on the field?
17. 1 per inning. Robert says, been a long ass time to have an ASU coach wanted by other schools.
Yes, I've always said that.
Yes, it's just fascinating how it didn't come out for a week.
And again, how much interest was it? Genuine interest, or was it pick up the phone?
You know how this works. Like LSU picked up the phone to the agent and said, "Hey, we'd like to talk to him." It's as simple as that. Yeah. It's that stuff. But here's the bigger thing, and you know how this works as well. The media drives this more than anybody else does.
Right.
But that's why I'm surprised it didn't come out. Kenny kept denying it in the media side of things. But that tells me it infiltrated into the program where some of the kids were like, I came here to play for this guy, and now he might leave. He addresses it, and they came out and played that way. You can't tell me that's a coincidence. You just can't.
Well, good on him.
Dale, how many innings are there? I don't know. How many football players are there on a defense? As you said 13 earlier.
Seattle seems to be playing with 13. I don't think it's fair. So flag every play.
It's the NFL. It doesn't shock me that Seattle would play with 13. They probably let them get away with it, too. Probably let them get away with it. ASU's off this week. Arizona's homecoming down there in Tucson against your Kansas Jayhawks.
Why don't you go down there and see that game,
Did you see Arizona basketball almost lost last night, by the way?
No.
Should I go down there on Saturday night? Well...
Yeah. What else do you got going on?
I got to wear nose plugs. It stinks down there. Smells a little bit. Web feet.
Wow. Going to end the week on a sour note.
Web feet. Have fun down there in Chandler tonight. We'll leave on that note.
Yeah, we'll pass each other in the wind.
I'll be long gone by then. We're leaving at 4 today to do a couple things beforehand. I'll be long. And you won't catch me in that part of Chandler. Ooh. I don't have enough safety gear for that.
You have just really brought the show to a screeching halt.
Don't forget your Dickies tonight. That's all I'm going to say. We're Dickies tonight.
Say hello to Autumn for me, Steve.
I will do, Dale. She'll probably see this and yell at me about something later on. For everybody else out there, have a great weekend, of course. Relaxing weekend, because next weekend you got ASU at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Cardinals, Niners on Sunday. So next weekend, busy weekend again. So enjoy this easy one here coming up. We'll see you on Monday, everyone. Well, actually, you know what? Dale will see you on Monday. I won't be here on Monday. You and the Angry Fan are going to be doing that show on Monday as well. I'll be back on Tuesday, Veterans Day. I got a parade to go to, Dale.
Are you the flag bearer?
No, I'm sitting in the seats and watching them all go around.
I think you should jump out there and just be the leader. Do that.
You don't even know what they do. Ethan's got his Veterans Day parade on Monday. I'm going to go attend. So these guys will get you set up on that and everything. I'll be back on Tuesday, and we'll go from there. Everybody have a great weekend. See y'all. For me, Tuesday. Monday for Dale. Have a good one, everybody.